Dak Prescott, he is your clear leader to win the MVP. This is a guy who was apparently the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL, according to the national talk shows just 5 months ago. Now he is the leader to win the MVP. According to Las Vegas odds makers, both Dak Prescott and San Francisco's Brock Purdy are pretty much neck and neck to win the MVP award, followed by Lamar Jackson, Baltimore's quarterback. Who else we got in there? Jalen Hurts was in the conversation. I don't think he is now. You know, one thing when we did this last week, it was before I had an opportunity to talk to former New England Patriots defensive back Devin McCourty. And Devin now works for NBC, does their Sunday night broadcasts in there as an analyst in the studio. And I said, is he your MVP candidate? And he said, well, obviously the award has become a quarterback award, right? But he threw out a name that I didn't see coming, and that was Tyreek Hill. He thought if Tyreek Hill gets Calvin Johnson's single season receiving yard record, which is like 2,100 yards, something like that, I don't know if he's going to get there. I mean, he'd have to have 3 or 4 monster games to get there. But to me, right now, Dak Prescott is your winner. I know the argument for Brock Purdy. I don't hate this argument, and this is why. I think I tweeted this at you the other day. Typically, the quarterback of the team with the league's best record is going to be in the conversation, with the exceptions of Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, those guys. Brock Purdy's been really, really good. Now, he's got a good team around him, but he's been really damn good. And I hated what Cam Newton said yesterday. The former Panthers quarterback who went on some show was like, yeah, Dak and Purdy and all these guys are game managers. And I'm like, dude, shut up. That's not true. But right now, if this holds, Dak Prescott is your winner.
Yeah, and it's interesting. No Cowboys quarterback has ever won MVP.
That's insane.
That no Roger Staubach, no Troy Aikman, never won the Super Bowl titles. No MVP. So it's interesting that he could become the first one to do that. But obviously, a lot has to be said over the next couple of weeks. The thing on Tyreek Hill, I just want to address that for a second. They have an award for him. It's called Offensive Player of the Year.
And he said that. And I want to get Devin McCourty. Yeah. Devin said that. He did say that's the award he'll probably get.
Yeah, they have an award for that, what he's done. But the quarterbacks are too important to what is happening on the field to say a receiver is more valuable than a quarterback.
So if you had to guess, and if I asked you this last week, forgive me, Clarence, who votes for the MVP?
Well, the AP has an MVP award. They have some vote. I'm not on that list, but there's a select amount of voters across the league. I think Shireen Williams, our former colleague, is one.
Okay, so it's like 30. Is it like 32 voters?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the exact number.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this before we go on to these next topics. Does it bother you that Brock Purdy's in this conversation?
No, I mean, again, he's naturally going to be in the conversation because of the success of his team. I think the 2 losses the 49ers had when they didn't have Deebo Samuels and they didn't have Trent Williams shows you, I don't know if Brock is the most valuable player on his own team, and certainly not the best player on his own team, but the numbers he's putting up as a quarterback, he's going to be in the conversation. I do think Dak Prescott has to do more to help the Cowboys win than Brock Purdy does.
I think if you put Brock Purdy on the Dallas Cowboys, they're not a 10-win team.
No.
You put Dak Prescott on the San Francisco 49ers, they might be in the exact same spot they are today.
Same way they're playing now. And it has a lot to do with that system, that offense. And, as we delve into the Cam Newton territory, but Garoppolo put up great numbers. Took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. What Shannon is doing with that offense, it's a quarterback-friendly system. I think Brock is playing better than any quarterback he's had, but Garoppolo put up similar numbers in his system and took him to the Super Bowl.
Was Shanahan there when Alex Smith was the quarterback?
No.
Was that Harbaugh?
Yeah, that was years ago.
Harbaugh. That's right. I mean, the 49ers, if you look at the 49ers, Alex Smith, he did very well. Colin did great. Colin Kaepernick took him to a Super Bowl, damn near won it. Jimmy Garoppolo did really, really well. This guy's doing really, really well. I don't know if there's any other guys I'm missing. I mean, the one argument that bothers me about the whole system quarterback thing is that it takes away sometimes. Sometimes these guys are good.
Well, Trent Dilfer
we don't want to give these guys enough credit for being good players.
Yeah. No, they're all good. I mean, you don't get in the league without being a good player. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true.
But as far as game, I think Trenton Dilfer was a game manager when he won with the Baltimore Ravens.
No doubt.
The job is to not mess it up. You know, the game has changed. The offense is too important. You have to score too many points for just to be a game manager. You know, and before we move on, I would say this, that coming into the season, I think that's what Mike McCarthy wanted Dak to do. We're going to run the ball. We're going to win the game with our defense. Well, we saw through the first 5 weeks, that's not how you win. And that's not going to be successful for the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy told us what happened after the San Francisco game. They cut Dak loose. And that's been the difference in this team and in this offense. They cut him loose. They quit trying to play close to the vest, throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, limit turnovers. You can't win in a league like that.
It's really hard.
I think that's
really
that's
hard.
the difference. And the Cowboys defense is good, but it's not the Ravens defense, not the Bears defense. They're not shutting people out where all you do is limit mistakes. You have to play football. You have to play to win.
Oh, you have to make plays.
Yeah.
And he's made – it's not just plays 5 and 8 yards down the field.
No.
You've got to make vertical plays.
All of that.
And he's done that.